So, good evening, podcast listeners. It is 20 to 7 on a Monday evening. I'm here with co-host James Monroe.
It's 10 to 7.
What did I say?
20 to 7.
It's 10 to 7. I'm here with co-host James Monroe. I'm Shaun Anderson. I'll be one of your podcast hosts this evening. And it's a sunny evening.
I'm working with rampant amateurs.
You've not said a word yet.
I can't work like this.
Don't just come in complaining.
I can't work under these conditions.
He's actually walking out. This could be the end of the podcast. We made it to episode 2, minute 1. And we're back, ladies and germs. I went out and got him. Ungrateful so-and-so. Putting him up. Bloody hosting in my bedroom.
Right,
the hall of luxury. And bloody walking out. Uh-huh.
So last week. Was it last week?
It was last week. Last Wednesday.
Okay. Was it really that long?
It was, yes.
So last week we told you that we were going to do a little bit of local news.
Yeah, I mind that time about an hour ago where you said, "Oh, let's speak louder this time."
Well, I'm speaking
Stop
closer.
whispering.
I'm speaking closer. You're loud a bit further away.
I'm watching the waves.
Yes, but I'm my voice has impeccable clarity.
All right, I forgot Mr. Dulcet Tones. Yeah, so last week we decided that we would talk a little bit about where we're from, and I thought the best way to do that, or we thought the best way to do that, was to discuss some local news stories from our respective
see how
hometowns.
You're bouncing back and forth closer and further away from the mic.
No bouncing.
No, I mean there is. Look at the difference between that line and that line.
I've not seen it.
Oh, look at that. Oh, it's the same but louder.
It's my chuckles.
You've got quite a nice chuckle waveform. This is pish, by the way. We have to delete this.
Absolutely not. So, episode 2, we're going to jump right in with the Rothshire Journal.
the Rothshire?
No, the...
Rothshire?
Yes, the Rothshire.
The Rothshire Journal.
It's not Rothshire.
I mean, it is literally Rothshire.
No.
Rothshire. Because it's Rossshire, is it?
With a hyphen between them.
Oh, I see.
Rothshire.
Rothshire.
Yeah.
It's infantile to suggest that in Rothshire you would...
So, but seemingly, interesting news from Bewley. Belladrum fans have been praised by the police as very low crime level reported. So, they've basically praised the people who've gone to Belladrum for not reporting violent acts. Because they will have taken place regardless. But the police have thought, well, they can deal with it.
But surely in Belladrum there's only one policeman.
Belladrum isn't a place. You uncultured swine. It's a Tartan Heart festival. It's a festival where 10,000 or so people go.
Why is it called Belladrum?
It's just a name for it, isn't it? Why is it called Tea in the Park?
Because it's based in tea?
No! Yes, so, right, we are back. Apologies for that, everybody. A little drop there. Little technical difficulties in the early run of these podcasts.
What's that?
To be expected. I was trying your dulcet tones. Hoping I could apologise. Wait, I've just seen a headline.
Right, we've got some more news
Right.
from Rothshire.
This is how wild it is in Rothshire.
Let's hear it.
Port Mahomet golfer celebrates ace shot with a tin of juice. Some people.
What type of juice?
Probably Iron Brew.
Get in the article. Get in there.
Right, okay.
So there's a couple of things here, right? Juice in your country may not be the same thing as juice in this country.
Picture of him here. He's delighted.
Without his juice, though.
He can finally splash out
The
on a tin
article.
of juice.
The article is made. He's one I
got. Vimpto.
Vimpto. Oh, well that.
And he's 37.
Is
he's
Vimpto juice? Was it fizzy Vimto?
It's
got to be fizzy.
If it's in a tin, it's got to be fizzy.
Do you know?
That's the law.
So fizzy juice.
Yeah.
So there's a whole thing in the news about this recently, wasn't there?
What? Seemingly, we're reading.
No. Hang on. The juice thing. You not heard about this?
No.
So we call soda fizzy juice. right? Do you
Yes.
call it fizzy juice and Alness?
Yeah, it's juice. Yeah.
Scottish thing, juice, right?
Yeah.
Places don't call it juice. They call like the product of fruit to be juice. They call it like soda or fizz or pop or carbonated or something. The fact that Scottish people call it juice.
Oh right, okay, I'm saying. Yeah, so
it's something that's so normal to us.
Yeah.
But everyone's like, it's not juice. No wonder you're so fat. I mean, you think that Coke is juice. Yeah. What fruit does it come from? The Coke plant. The Cocana. So
yeah, you make a good point.
Hold on, right? Let's move from that.
Yeah, but
get into the. Tell me more about this golfer. Why was he celebrating with a tin of juice, and why was that newsworthy?
I don't understand. It's like.
Is it from the Vimpto Times?
Maybe. I think it must be. Maybe he is sponsored by Vimpto. See, the funny thing is, this guy here, he's done a fantastic shot in golf, and he's sponsored with something that costs 50p. In Japan, what they do is, if they get a hole in one, the person who's got the hole in one has to throw this giant party, and they started to take out insurance. Insurance companies started selling insurance policies to insure themselves against getting a hole in one. And what happened was, naturally, suddenly, everyone got a hole in one. Yeah, they used the insurance policy.
That's
have a big
amazing.
piss up. Fantastic. But this guy just cracks open a 24-pack Vimpto.
It's the Rocher way.
It is.
I mean, he didn't even Vimpto. That's amazing. Vimpto was the sort of drink you went to if you were 12 and you just started the big school, and so you got to go out for lunch. You know, you weren't confined to the lunch hall.
Yeah.
You got to go out, so you'd go to the corner shop along with a couple of your school pals, and there'd be a sign on the door saying only 2 school children are allowed in at any one time, just in case you nicked something. It's a corner shop that was no bigger than a downstairs bathroom, and you might not have enough pocket money, lunch money, to deal with the big boys like Coke or Iron Brew, the real proper ones.
I can see where we're going with this.
And then you get the 20p shelf where you had Tizer and Vimpto, kind of off-cut fizzy juice.
Tizer and Vimpto are like top-tier brands. I think we have to go even further. We're talking like bar limeade and pineapple
Iron Brew offshoots, pineapple aid, that's right.
Yeah.
Hey, limeade was alright if you were feeling a bit weird. There was that Panda Cola as
You're
well.
feeling weird.
If you feel a bit... I didn't want to say kinky because we're talking about 12-year-olds, but
What?
if you're feeling a bit, you want to try something new, you crack into the limeade.
What? Feeling frivolous. I feel my life has been far too constrained.
I'm from a country where top sportsmen crack open a Vimpto at the end of a game of golf.
So when you want to let loose the weekend, it's limeade by bar.
Aye, that or Panda Cola. Remember Panda Cola?
Oh God!
Those tiny little plastic
so
bottles.
cloying. It was
Cloying?
Yeah, cloying.
Good, that was good use of cloying.
Thanks.
Yeah, that was good.
Prize myself on my diction and knowledge of words. Such as
how rapacious.
How rapacious.
That's an incorrect usage of rapacious, probably. Right, so
that is but one story.
That's a good starter.
I mean, it was quite good.
Does the article make a point about the juice?
It's a full article, and the opening line is: Easter Ross golfer Alan Everett celebrated a hole-in-one on his local course with a tin of Vimpto.
You've named and shamed there. Now everyone's going to be storming down the walls of this.
I've seen
golfer.
the picture of him, and he's holding his finger up like he's number
can
one.
handle it.
I'm thinking this guy, he'll take it on the chin. It's like the can of juice.
So you reminded me of something I wanted to talk about, but it sounds like we may have to come back to what I want to talk about. Sean has found something else on the Rossshire News.
Seemingly,
A high quality
the
journal.
same thing had happened to him in 2010. He said it didn't cost me a penny. Anyway, I was driving. All I had was a can of Vimpto. What? Oh, brilliant.
His tongue must be totally purple all the time.
Well, it depends how good a golfer he is, isn't it?
He was drinking it in the car.
Yeah, but see, well,
He was drinking it with wanted abandon.
No.
The frivolity of his Vimpto drinking. If I had a thing in golf, if I got a hole in one and I drank a can of Vimpto to me would be like the god juice. It would be like something I only drank on incredible occasions. Got married, not good enough. Iron Brew.
I'm pretty sure if they're writing
Mother-in-law
a story
died,
about it,
it's a Coke.
he only does
Vimpto
it
is
when he's
only
got
for hole-in-one. But he was doing it when he was driving.
Aye, maybe he got back in his car after getting the
And had
hole-in-one.
another Vimpto.
No, and had a Vimpto in the car. Maybe it was in the car.
Listen,
Maybe the story is about
not every golfer is like Tiger Woods. Some of them have a little bit of restraint.
Tizer Woods.
Tizer Woods. That's his secret. Whores and Tizer. 20p fizzy juice from the local corner shop and American whores. That would set any golfer up straight. So
You just come in there. Whores.
So I mentioned Iron Brew is one of the big boys.
Yes.
Not a lot of people will necessarily know what Iron Brew is.
No. Well, you can buy it abroad. I saw it in Tenerife, of all places, for about €5 a bottle, which was mad. The
Still
export
worth it.
costs are definitely still worth it. Yeah, and the best thing about Iron Brew is you can't describe it. You just can't. You can't describe how it tastes.
I've tried to get
someone.
unenlightened newbies to the drink to describe it to me. It's something I take a lot of pleasure in. The first Iron Brew. I think a lot of people that have any sort of international friend tries to give them that. It's one of the Scottish things you do.
Yeah.
Right? It's like the juice version of whiskey.
Okay.
You want to say, okay, try this Iron Brew. It's from. It's the same colour as if you ever walk past a stream, which in Scotland we call a burn. If you ever walk past a stream and there's been like an iron bar left in it, and it's been there for ages, then it starts to oxidize, right? It starts to rust, and the puddle around it will be a bright orange colour. Well, that's Iron Brew. That's what Iron Brew looks like exactly.
Yeah.
Except in a bottle and with less fusty iron bits around it.
Yeah, and see-through, and not made of iron. But yeah.
If you put an iron pole in it, I think it'd taste even better. But so Iron Brew is the most popular drink in Scotland, which I think makes it the only country in which Coke isn't the most popular fizzy drink.
I do believe there's a second country, but I can't remember which it is or what replaces it. In fact, no, I can't remember. But there is one. I'll research it.
Okay, good. Yeah,
that would be
episode 3.
Episode 3. There's the hook. Yeah.
Tune in next time to find out which drink is a bit better than Coke in Hawaii. Turns out it's coconuts. Coconut milk is the answer.
Drink. Fruit punch.
I had an experience at a wedding a month ago. It was the end of the night. Everyone had been having a great time. Middle of summer, and one of the hooks of the wedding was that there was the golden coconut.
Okay.
And the golden coconut was passed around during all the ceilidh dancing until one person would be the lucky winner at the end of the dance, and that person would go away with the golden coconut. However, that person, being of poor moral fibre, left the golden coconut lying about after the dance, right? While she went off and frolicked, in the wedding mood. So, being a responsible adult, I picked up the golden coconut and shuffled it in my hands. I thought to myself, I'm going to open this.
Jesus.
It was that, it was serious.
Yep.
It got to that point where I just thought, this has to get opened. I need to see the flesh. I want to see that pure white flesh on the inside of that coconut. It was one of those fusty crap brown ones that you get here.
Yeah.
Just like, you see the coconuts that you go to islands, you get a massive stick, you crack it open, and it's this gallon-sized green thing that you chug down and it lasts you for a whole day, and then you get the scoots at the end of the night. But the ones you get here, I don't understand the difference, but they're hairy and hard,
Yeah.
It's like the ones in the Holy Grail.
Well,
Anyway,
it's the nut. It's the nubbin.
the nubbin.
Yeah. It's the centre
Right.
of a
So
small
is that-
coconut. That's why it's hairy.
Right, so... Oh, so all the fleshy bit on the outside they just get rid of before they ship it?
Yeah.
Oh.
There's no point. You don't eat that.
I mean, that makes sense to me, I just never knew.
Yeah.
God, I'm so bashfully ignorant.
It'd be like shipping a banana tree just to take the bananas off it and sell those.
No, that would be like if you shipped the palm tree.
Yeah, that's maybe a closer analogy. No, the analogy is of the husk.
That would be... No, I mean... Then
It is of the husk.
Sorry, but the banana husk would be the banana skin, surely.
Let's get back to it. So,
Anyway,
what was inside the coconut?
Well...
Had the couple put something there?
No. How would you put something inside a functioning coconut?
No, I thought like that's why.
No, it was just a coconut.
Right.
I opened the coconut. But the real
It tastes
treasure of this story was that I opened the coconut in the presence of the girlfriend or fiance of the best man, who was a formidable woman. She had the wit to riposte anything one might put at her.
Okay.
Verbally, I mean, effortlessly. She was an absolute delight to talk to. However, I was trousered and trying to open a coconut on a rock next to her beautiful high-heeled shoes, and she asked me what I was doing, and I went into a bit of a tirade about the importance of opening this coconut, and it lasted for quite some time, this question and answer session about cracking open a coconut, as her expression got gradually more crazy and less interested Jane at Tarzan opening a coconut for her coconutty pleasure. Yeah? And I thought I would never see this woman again, and I would be able to save off the embarrassment. When I woke up the next morning, my first thought was, oh God, how can a man talk so passionately about opening a coconut that's passed around everyone's hands in the wedding? But alas, I will see her again, because she's been invited to a party that I will also be at. She's going to open the door and she's going to say, have you got a lovely bunch of coconuts?
She's from London.
I don't know.
It's funnier if she's from London. Excellent.
Right.
So, is that one of the funniest stories you've ever had from being at a wedding? Because
I hope not. That was terrible.
Well, it's more embarrassing story, but I've got a fairly decent one.
Right.
No, embarrassing to me. So I was at my boss's wedding at the time. I was working in Morrison's. It was probably 2010 or so. So yeah, I'm just chilling out, having a wee wander around.
Yeah.
Went into one of the sort of the rooms. One of the sort of rooms that lead off the dance floor and such, and that's where the kids have been hanging out all night. So they've been having like DVDs and stuff and chilling out and having a great
nice,
time.
Yeah.
So
get them out of the way.
Yeah. It's
was
really,
the
really
door locked?
No. The cameras were on. But no. So, and it was getting to the end of the night. The kids had already gone to bed, and I would just been at the bar and chose that as a walkway to get back through to the dance floor and whatnot. And,
okay.
So I would take a walk through there, and best man walks through the other door.
Right.
And I pause. He walks up to the table, looks around at some DVDs and such, and picks one up. And it's The Pacifier with Vin Diesel as an ex-Navy SEAL who is now a nanny for babies and children. And he looks up at me, doesn't break eye contact, takes the DVD out of the case, puts it in his sporran, and turns and walks away.
Stole a DVD.
But it wasn't, if he'd taken like something that wasn't for kids, it was The Pacifier with Vin Diesel. Why? Obviously, it wasn't even his DVD that he was taking back to his kids. He just decided to take this. Yeah, so that was probably the strangest experience I've had at a wedding.
Wow.
Yeah, have you got any good funny stories?
Well, we were at the same wedding in which this happened to me. In fact, I met you the next morning.
That was awful.
I was the best man at a couple of friends' wedding, and it went really successful. It was a great night. And
Best speech ever.
I would have been if anyone had recorded it.
Oh, it'll just live on in my memory. It's an epic time for everyone.
Glad you liked it. Well, that was my moment of glory at the wedding, best man speech.
Yeah.
All went downhill later on that night. After the wedding was over, so the bride and groom, they'd had a great time, and off they went back to their honeymoon suite to do, the impurities of marriage.
Monopoly,
aye. And he's got to let her win all night long. He gets to be the banker, though.
He has to pay £200.
It was 3 a.m. Do not pass go. God, we really drained that joke for everything it was worth. Yeah, wrung it out there. The Monopoly towel.
I hope they don't listen to this.
Yeah.
I think we need the views, but still.
Of that old woman still was to fund us. Right. So the inglorious moment came at the end of the night. It was about 3 a.m. and I was desperate to go to the toilet.
Mm-hmm.
But I'd only discovered this upon leaving the wedding venue, which was now sealed shut as the staff were desperate to get rid of us. And my hotel was a little while away, and I made it, right? There was no street issue. I was, as best man, I was in my kilt. I wasn't going to be taking a duke anywhere, even though it would have been easy access with the whole kilt situation. But I was flying my way back to the hotel in that kind of the half knees pressed together shovel.
Yeah.
You're trying to get the fastest you can go without going too fast and shaking it about a bit too much. That whole situation, right? And I was drunk. I really needed to go, and managed to get into my hotel room. Well, I managed to get to my hotel room, but it was locked. And the key was in the other best man's hotel room, which was just down the corridor. So we ran down there. He was like, "Do you want to get some chips?" I said, "No, I don't want to get some chips. I want to get the key to my room." So he fumbles in his bag in his room, and he gets my key out, and I get it back, and I get into my hotel room. Relief. Just beautiful, right? I wanted to get everything off, just get naked, get on the toilet, and then dive into bed. That situation, right?
How messy did you think this was going to be? That you thought you'd
it was already psychologically messy.
Yep.
But so I was getting everything off. I was like, okay, kilt off. Getting out of a kilt at the end, getting out of formal dress at the end of the day is fantastic. Yeah. Everything feels, it's like your stomach expands to 4 times the size, like it naturally should be. Yep. Anyway, off it came, off with the shoes, off with the shirt, or so I attempted, but I couldn't get the top button out because I was too drunk. So I just couldn't deal with it. I didn't know what to do. Right? It was like, get out. I couldn't. So I was thinking, should I get a knife? But there was no knife lying about the hotel room. I thought,
this is drunken state. Get a knife as close to my throat as possible.
Exactly right.
Whip off that button.
This is probably a really good idea not to get a knife. So I just went, I can't deal with this anymore. So at the end of that glorious evening in which a happy couple who had sent away in a beautiful speech, I was sitting on the pan wearing a cape, furiously dumping away.
Oh God.
It's pretty, it's one of those moments where you're kind of glad you don't see yourself in third person.
Yeah. I heard the rental place had to cut those tails off the shirt.
Oh no.
This isn't right.
This isn't good. I've got another story in a similar vein.
Really?
I don't know whether we're doing the toilet humour.
You need to go to the bathroom more often.
Dude, I'll get through this one now that I've mentioned it.
Oh dear. Yes, please do.
This one was, I think, something that anyone can relate to. You know these issues that people have nowadays walking in the street. So you might be a young woman and you might be worried that just that any old guy starts walking behind you. He kind of joins your street behind you at an odd time from an adjoining street.
Yeah.
And you think, oh, I'm feeling a bit unsafe.
Mm-hmm.
He's probably not a mad rapist that just walked into the street, but if he is, that's a bad situation for me.
Yep.
Now, I was an exaggerated version of this mad rapist looking guy. I'd come back.
All I'm picturing right now
come back
is
from,
you semi-chasing this woman down the street while you're pinching one off. You're sweating. She's fearing for her life.
Is
that
worse.
roughly what happened?
It is roughly, but let me just explain this to you. So I'd gotten off the bus in a street perpendicular to the route in which this young lady was taken in the middle of the night, like night time. It was the last bus home kind of thing, night bus. Yeah. And I'd been standing on the bus, because I was worried about sitting.
Ooh,
it was that bad. It was, number one.
Yeah.
Nightmare, like really needing to go. Everything looks like a toilet, and as a man, everything basically is a toilet. But when you're in a really high density place like London, you can't just go on somebody's drive. It's really populated. There wasn't probably about half a kilometre from the bus stop.
Yep.
So I rounded into the street, and I had to go the fastest I could go, but I couldn't go any faster. Like, it really was the case. I was pinching.
Right.
It was that bad. And so this caused me to have this sweaty shuffle you mentioned, but I had precisely timing it as best I could. So I had to walk at this exact pace, right? If I slowed down, I wouldn't make it. If I sped up, I would go right then, right? I had to walk at that exact pace, which happened to be exactly her walking pace. And she was about 2 meters in front of me. I was breathing really heavily because I needed to go, I was trying to like cool myself down to try and like expand something. Exactly. Oh god. Oh my fucking god. That kind of noise, right? 2 meters away from her, I just thought I feel nothing but pity for her, but I can't do anything about it if I keep going. And she didn't slow down or speed up.
Oh.
She was nonchalant in the face of my breathing. Oh no.
That is bad.
It wasn't a good day.
Or night.
Well, it was after.
Oh,
right, so
word.
2 stories in a row about toilet.
Yeah, we should probably get off the toilet.
Let's go highbrow.
Highbrow. Highbrow. Well, we've covered the Vimpto drinking.
We've carried fizzy juice.
Yeah.
Covered fizzy juice.
If you want to get really highbrow, we have to go on the Guardian.
So much for local news.
Moderately local. Maybe more like worrying news.
I think we've just consumed the entire point of this podcast.
Yes. Well, it's got to be tangential. Is that a word?
Tangential?
Tangential.
I mean, you tried.
Tangential.
Tangential? I thought.
Tangential.
What do I know? I just failed a maths exam. The word tangent has no meaning to me.
Boris Johnson on standby to lead country while May is on holiday.
Let's not make this political.
No, it's not. I can just imagine him sitting by the phone though.
Breaking news from Dunfermline.
Let's hear it.
It's fresh off the press today.
Okay.
Sheriff unconvinced by reformed character with Public Enemy #1 written on his t-shirt.
Did he go to...
A solicitor's attempts to prove her client was a reformed character were not helped when he appeared on the dock wearing a Public Enemy #1 t-shirt.
That's so classically Dunfermline.
His crime was that he had behaved in a threatening or abusive manner by repeatedly making telephone calls in which he acted in an aggressive manner and uttered threatening remarks.
So he acted like Public Enemy #1.
I mean, maybe Public Enemy #4 or 5. He made prank phone calls. I mean, he's Bart Simpson. He's not.
We must reform his character. We must stamp out this wave of childish behaviour that's actually quite funny.
Look at this. During one of the calls, he was told of a banking problem which could not be sorted out at the time. He became aggressive and warned if the money was not paid by 2 p.m, he would come down and take it out of you. Where did he think the money was being kept? Maybe he was talking to an ATM machine.
Maybe.
Wait, shit. Oh, ATM machine.
That's fine, you're
I've done
golden.
it. I've done it.
American style. Oh.
She said her client had been in trouble in the past, but had learned from his mistakes and now saw himself as a role model.
For who? Public Enemy #2.
Children can inspire. Sorry, my phone just vibrated. That's a nightmare.
Oh, you're fine.
Doherty told the sheriff it had not been a deliberate act. I just put this on, he added.
The first thing I saw in the wardrobe.
What a knob. So have you ever done any acts of public offence?
Public?
Been a criminal in your time? Ever done any crime?
Oh. Well, there were those millions I stole.
You stole a packet of millions? Those little sweets?
Aye. Had some hundreds of thousands as well.
Oh man, millions and hundreds of thousands. That sweetie shop would have been out of business.
I used to nick chalk from my primary school.
Did you eat it as well? You used to nick chalk from your primary school.
Yeah.
Bet they were like, they came in the next morning and went, "Who's nicked our chalk? Where's it gone? Oh, it's happened again."
Oh, it was brilliant. It was coloured chalk, but
What's colour?
All the colours. So
Poor person in all now.
the
They
way-
can't afford card.
the way we try to get away with this to my friend.
Get away with it.
Well, I did get away with it.
I'm sure they were hunting you
Just put it
down.
in my bag.
We caught him red and very chalky-handed. You put it in your bag.
Well, yeah, I just left it.
Is that your story?
No. The way I got
The way I got away with it was by hiding it.
No, so that I could then use the chalk with me and my mates after school and draw and shit.
It's quite a nice vandalism. It'll wash away as soon as it rains.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, it's harmless. Apart from the school's budgets. But no, I would take the chalk out of my bag and hide it under a tree, and then say to my friends, "Oh my God, there's more chalk under this tree today."
You told them I was a chalk tree.
So that they wouldn't think that I'd stolen it. They would just think that we'd happened upon it by chance.
Some animal must lay chalk.
In a Crayola packet.
That's brutal. That's
See a
fantastic.
rabbit with a rectangular arse, it's probably come out of that.
It's your attempt to try to...
Yeah.
It's just like a Pez machine, one of those other things. You lift the head up and a big slice of chalk comes out below the tree.
Oh dear. So yeah, that's probably the extent of my thievery. Kind of gave it up by the age of 6.
That's pretty good.
Had a hard look at myself, took off my Public Enemy #1 t-shirt and apologised to the sheriff.
Well, once the news came in from that guy in the firm, you just thought, can't be wearing this anymore.
Yeah. How about yourself? Ever had a spate of crime?
Yeah, I was a thief. I was a thief too. Quite serious though, from a supermarket once.
Ooh, my word.
I'd recently happened upon a recipe book. A friend had given me a recipe book for my birthday of Asian foods, and I didn't have many ingredients in my house for sort of making these sort of
Sorry,
Asian
was
foods.
this like last year?
No, this
How
was.
old were you?
I was.
What sort of like
I was
10-year-olds
19.
could-
I was 19.
Oh,
This was-
really?
I was an adult. I
Really?
could have been arrested for
In
this.
Dundee?
Yeah,
Wow,
yeah. This was in Dundee,
my word.
and so I went to the local Tesco Extra in the town centre.
Yep.
And self-serve machines had just come into being around that sort of time. And I was
know
just
a lot of people who got away with stuff with that.
well, I didn't try and get away. That's the thing. I was innocent.
You
I would say to Red, every man in here is innocent.
I've not paid for a plastic bag in my time, but
Well, I don't often have 5p in my pocket. I went to the self-serve. It was all new,
I've never not paid for a Chinese person.
And I beat all of my stuff. But it didn't recommend the cinnamon sticks that I
Recommend them.
It did. It didn't recognise. It didn't.
Sir?
recognise.
To my taste.
Buy the thicker ones from the Chinese supermarket down the road. No, it didn't. It didn't recognise the cinnamon sticks. No matter how much I beat. Oh, and beat I did because my conscience didn't need that unbearable rocking. I didn't want to cry myself to sleep at night.
Yeah.
They cost 89p.
See, you're approaching a limit. There's an acceptance of fault there.
Hold on, folks. Listen carefully. You're getting moral compass advice from the man who stole chalk from a primary school.
Well, like
Go on.
the primary school, there's a level of responsibility. They didn't lock up their chalk. Tesco didn't register their barcode.
And that
So-
woman didn't lock their house.
Exactly.
Oh wait, no. Hang on.
Yeah, I'm not breaking into her stately home.
Right. Let's
It's
next.
not the famous
Next
five.
for news. Your turn for news. Some local news.
Right, so another story. This time instead of the Rocher Journal, we're going to go with the Press and Journal. So,
The what journal?
Press and Journal.
The Press and Journal.
Yeah,
Enunciate.
the P&J.
PJ. I would like you to properly pronounce your word.
This isn't an English podcast.
Well,
Scottish, isn't it?
with that kind of attitude, I'm going to put on my RAF accent for the rest of this podcast.
RAF officer, maybe.
Yes, my name is Nigel.
Nigel Toffington.
King
Right,
of the sky.
so, got a couple of headlines for you. North East mum brands council flat a hovel after bug crawls over baby's face. I declare this place a hovel.
Right, several quick questions. What type of bug?
No idea.
Does it say?
No, we're going headlines on this one.
Right, okay, so it's a headline round.
So
Go.
we've got two headlines, very closely related. I think.
Don't move to Rocher.
Man charged after climbing statue in Aberdeen city centre, followed by Aberdeen city centre brought to standstill after man climbs statue.
He first climbs, and then businesses close. The oil rigs can't be served by helicopters. Everything's stopped.
But the best headline goes to this: Highland rescue dog rescued. Ellipses. Again. This rescue dog, the equivalent of Mr. Bean.
Is he called Rescue Dog like it's a superpower?
No.
It's Rescue Dog. He summons rescues by himself.
Fantastic. A dramatic mission to trace a rescue dog missing for 5 weeks.
5 weeks!
Had a happy ending. At the weekend with a dedicated and determined pet lover being reunited with the animal.
5 weeks?
This is mad.
So he didn't get lost on a hill, because then he would have perished. So did he just go to somebody else's house?
Well, seemingly there was a high-tech hunt involving a swim across turbulent waters, firemen, a night vision camera, and a female mastermind hundreds of miles away, telling Hazel McIver when to make the snatch.
Sorry, a female mastermind?
A female mastermind.
Why did they have to make a point that it was female?
Women's rights, innit? The shaggy dog.
They don't need rights! Hang on, so a female mastermind was crucial in this.
And she was apparently hundreds of miles away. Very strange.
Well, that's because the studio's in London, isn't it?
Yeah. Apparently it swum to an island.
Oh man.
In the river. This is This is absolutely fantastic. Right, this is grand. Firefighters tried to rescue the animal from the river, and eventually they had to pluck Miss McIver, the dog's owner, from danger. She'd obviously tried to swim to the bloody island as well.
So they found the dog. Oh, he's in that fortress on the other side of this island.
Yeah. Oh, Miss McIver, no!
Miss McIver, get out of the water! You can't possibly swim that distance without a female mastermind guiding your strokes.
Make the snatch.
Maybe they needed a female mastermind to counteract the female Egypt that was diving into the water. Hang on, I've got one that can top this.
Right. It sounds like Scooby-Doo. It sounds like the dog was like going through a doorway. Miss McIver would go through another one and they'd swap in the corridor.
I can top this.
Okay.
Dunfermline Press can top this. The vaunted... Is that right? The vaunted?
The vaunted.
To say like the amazing. The vaunted. Anyway, the Dunfermline Press can top this, right?
Okay.
Here's a news article. Let me give you a little bit of sort of imagery for this one. Let me build a story for you.
Looking forward to it.
As I am wont.
Okay.
So you're a family with a 90-year-old grandmother.
Yep.
And you're making the most of your last days with your grandmother. You know, she's not going to live forever. We're not in that kind of technological state yet. So you're making the most, and despite everything, and despite the fact she's still at her mind and you got on very well with her, she unfortunately passed away.
Okay.
It's quite a sad thing.
Yeah.
Now,
you been getting on with her didn't give her immortality, yes.
Yeah, no, kindness isn't enough.
Yes, of course.
Love doesn't last forever. It decays mournfully. With
Sorry, I'm getting on violin.
Right. Thank you. Give it. What was that tune?
It was actually War of the Worlds for some reason.
That was right.
Anyway,
right.
So sorry, you go.
So the Dunfermline Press reports on such a case where an old lady has died. That does make news in Dunfermline, where everyone's so healthy and long lived. But this was particularly special because they decided against a cremation. They decided they wanted to go old fashioned, get her on the ground, make sure she can't rise again.
Bring in the concrete.
Once was enough. Trap her to contain the T virus. Literally T virus. You know what old ladies are like with tea.
Nope.
Anyway,
you
right?
Deserve the rose.
Anyway, so they decide to go for a burial. Now, one of the crucial parts of a burial, as we can probably agree on worldwide, is the burial aspect of the burial.
I would imagine so. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to have a burial, you need a burial.
Yeah, it's
other things.
They go hand in
you
hand.
can have flowers,
They
you
are.
can have a ceremony, but quite crucially for a burial,
Yes.
you need there to be a burial.
Yes.
Well, the Dunfermline Fife Council forgot about this part, but they didn't forget about any other part of poor Christina's funeral. Christina and family, well, Christina in a sort of prone position, a supine position, you might say. They took the train of the cars, the ceremony. What do you call
Yes,
it?
procession.
The procession when they moved from the funeral parlour to the burial site, and they arrived at the burial site, went through the gates. The pallbearers got her off of the hearse and
The roof.
The roof. They dragged her down, clawed on the roof. That's not funny. That's horrible, Sean. You're a terrible person.
I would just make it sound
The
like
pallbearers got her from got her casket off of the hearse, and were walking towards her burial site where she was to lay at rest forever, and found that there wasn't one. There was nothing there.
It was just no hole in the ground.
It wasn't even marked off. But they've been told to get to this bit. That's her bit, right? That's the place where she will lie. No hole. So all the pallbearers standing there, and all these guests are standing around trying to find the place where they're going to put her in. The best thing is nearby there's a flower bed that's been newly dug up, and they thought surely not.
Now, knowing Fife Council, are you sure they didn't leave a couple of spades just nearby? DIY.
The daughter says, so stressful you just couldn't make it up. We arrived at the ceremony that it all. And the funeral director from the co-op realised on the approach to the ceremony that there was no council van at the gate. He told us later that was when he felt something wasn't right.
And there was no one official to tell him where to put it. Jesus, that's dreadful.
You're saying, oh, I know, this is horrible, right?
What do you go back to? Where do you take them?
Well, they drove back to the funeral home and waited a few hours until the council had dug it up. But here was the thing, was they sat by the grave. Sorry, they sat by the graveyard, the cemetery, right? I find this agonisingly funny. Like, if it happened to me, I'd be miserable.
Right.
But I'm sure that a couple of years later, I'd look back at it and kill myself laughing.
Yes.
So this is the last part of the article.
Okay.
It just ends on this. It's like a mic drop, right? And it's a quote directly from the daughter, I think. It's the daughter of the funeral director, one of the two.
Okay.
Right. You're sitting there, and they're driving past in their wee diggers, and my mum's lying there in the hearse. It was just horrible. Oh no! Watching them about to come in with like a machine. I thought they had spades.
That's bad.
I thought there was 4 or 5 guys who got out with spades and just dug a hole.
Do you know how deep they are?
Aye, but how do you get a digger to even do that? Just scoop it in.
Scoop it out. It's what they're made for.
I genuinely thought that
It's a
it would
digger.
be, right. Yes, right, but you dig fence posts or for foundations, but for hold on, hold on though. I think there's an argument to be made about the fact that, I know, okay, well, no, because humans dig fence posts because fence posts are important, right? So you want to make your fence properly well sturdy by digging a decent hole, filling it with gravel for drainage, all that, putting all the airs and graces into your fence hole.
No one's ever done
But for burying your gran, you hire JCB in.
Yeah.
You don't get in with a spade yourself.
Do a better job. You know how deep that has to be.
I bet
Modern
it's
graves
right.
have like 3 to 4 caskets.
Not for
Per
Christina,
grave.
they didn't.
you
For
sure?
Christina, they gave her a mini football pitch to lie down on top of. What a nightmare.
That is bad. What a shame. What a shame. Nah. Oh. Oh.
So that's going to be the
a couple
format.
couple bits of local news, couple of laughs, couple of personal stories. I think we've had a good wee laugh there.
I think that's going to be the format from now on. I think we'll have these local news segments.
Yeah, talking points and just a bit of a laugh.
Yeah, and we'll prompt each other on things like, have you ever had the amusing death in the family? And just see where the conversation leads us. Want to talk about religion, politics, and sex life now?
No.
Okay, well, I think that's probably where we
What's
need to
the
end this.
difference?
Nothing if you're an Irish politician.
Yeah, I could see. Yeah, you've got something there. Wasn't great.
I tried. I mean, I
Yeah.
solidly tried, but you could
Yeah.
hear from the wistfulness in my voice.
The Irish are easy though. Easy pickings. They're a mess.
Easy to point out.
They're a mess. Like.
I think the Irish are, they're culturally, the cultural imperialism of Ireland is unbelievable.
Mm.
You ever been anywhere that didn't have an Irish pub?
That is true. That is true.
I almost got barred from an Irish pub once during the Six Nations rugby.
Yeah.
Scotland was playing Ireland. I was in an Irish pub in Dusseldorf, quite loudly supporting Scotland.
There's nothing wrong with that. That's, unless
No,
you're
it
being
was-
a prick about it.
No, it was all good fun. Scotland lost horribly, but at one point they equalised, and the amount of saliva that came splashing out of me as I jumped up. He said, "If you do that again, you're barred."
Was that an actual Irishman running the pub? I just thought there was like a chain.
I said, "Calm down,
franchise.
O'Donnell."
Calm down, O'Donnell. Calm down, O'Donnell. Right, I think that's a fairly decent place to leave the podcast.
Oh God!
Well,
Sorry,
have a lovely
Ireland.
evening, everyone, and our apologies to Ireland, the country. Yes, and
We'll issue an official apology on our website.
yes. One day we will have a website. If anyone wants to leave a comment with questions or talking points,
Will we have
please
a
do
website?
below.
Do you want a website?
Yeah, it doesn't have to be a full website. A bloggy website will do fine.
Bloggy website?
Yeah, a bloggy
Okay,
website.
yeah.
We'll have a look at it.
Um,
But yes, this is James and Shaun signing off for the evening.
Cheery, bye.
Cheery, bye indeed.